Hey, what's going on? Thanks for joining me. We're going to talk about the cost of GoHighLevel, and basically we're going to talk about the plans they offer and what's included in those. So let's get started. Basically, they have two plans that you're going to see on the GoHighLevel main page, which are the starter plan, which I call the entrepreneur plan. And both are kind of entrepreneur plans, but the starter package is the entrepreneur plan. Then they have the agency plan, and then there's also a plan called the Agency Pro. And the Agency Pro is an upgrade that you have to do once you're inside and already subscribed to either the basic level, the starter, or the agency freelancer plan. Okay, so hope that all makes sense. You'll see two plans on their main page. The third one that I'm talking about is something that you find once you're already subscribed and signed up. Okay, and it's just an upgrade you can do. All right, so the starter plan, let's go through that one because it's got a ton of great features and benefits, and it's great for particular use cases. So make sure you pay attention here, because if you're somebody who has thought about like ClickFunnels or one of like Unbounce or something like that, then this may be a great option for you, because there's a few more things that you get, even though it's not something like you're not in a situation where you're building websites for others. And that's what we're going to talk about here as we go through this. Is this starter plan is great for people who are like coaches and maybe offer courses and that kind of thing online. And the other plans are great for people like me who are an agency and offer marketing and website services and stuff like that to other businesses, right? So let's get into the starter plan. All right. It gives you the funnel builder and website builder, and you can build lots of different like funnels and websites inside the tool. The other thing that's included is your email automations. And so like you can have your contacts coming in through your lead forms and going right into the database and set up automations, send out like broadcast emails and that kind of thing, all within this system. So you don't, like if you're using GoHighLevel, even the starter plan, you don't have to build a website and then subscribe to like an email autoresponder service as well. You get both in this, and it's good. Okay, so this whole thing on their checklist here, nurture and close leads into customers, you actually, that kind of relates to something that's also on the list, which is like pipelines. So you get a basic customer relationship management system, and what's cool about it is that it's built in. Your leads go in and you're able to get them as not just like a subscriber in your Aweber or ActiveCampaign or that kind of thing, but they're actually set up as a person inside of the system, and then you can set up automations that help trigger when these people move around inside the pipeline. So say somebody comes in as a lead and you're running a coaching business. Well, maybe your idea is to move them into like an appointment, like to book an appointment. And so you can have a pipeline set up that allows you to do that. And as they sort of move through the pipeline, it triggers different automations and stuff like that. And I also alluded there to the fact that people can set up appointments. And so there's a calendar system that comes with this plan too. And it just integrates with your Google Calendar or Outlook calendar. You set those things up, and then you can basically have the equivalent of like a Calendly page out on the internet where people can book time with you and even pay for that. And then that stuff all sort of works with the automations, the emails, and that kind of stuff. So it's really cool. There's also a course like member area. So like if you're thinking, oh, traditionally what I've got is, and the reason you may have looked at something like ClickFunnels is you've got a website, you need a place where you can, people who subscribe to your course can log in and view the course and take the course, like, and see your videos and stuff like that, a member area. and you need this autoresponder, well, that could be 3 different services for a lot of businesses, and a lot of people are actually still doing that. But you can do all of that inside of GoHighLevel, so it's super nice in that respect. And basically, you can set up unlimited like pages and funnels and stuff like that with this plan, okay? And so that's $97 per month. Now let's dig into the agency plan. So this is for businesses who maybe you're doing coaching, maybe you're doing selling a course and that kind of thing, but you also have an arm of your business where you're building sites for other people, or offering or want to offer some of these other services, like taking care of email newsletters for other businesses and stuff like that. Something where you're going to be connecting other people's domains and stuff like that to this system, so that they can log in and actually kind of have their own dashboard. And that's what the agency plan gives you, is the ability to create this stuff for them, create websites for them, hand them a login so that they can see the back end or whatever. And if you want, like, you don't have to, but that's kind of the concept here. And each one of those quote unquote sub accounts, as they're called, is sort of an independent entity. Like, they come, you can set up a different emails, so like where the email comes from and that sort of thing. They can connect to different calendars, so you can see from an agency standpoint like why you would want this when you've got multiple customers, right? And then what's great is with the agency plan, you can build your own sites as well, so you have your landing page for selling your service and all of that stuff. The other thing you can do here is create websites and funnels and actually share those. So for example, if you've created kind of a special coaching website and you've done a design or paid somebody to create something cool for you, and one of your offers is, hey, if you join my program, I'll even set you up with this cool funnel. Like, you could do that, and then they pay you maybe a subscription fee every month. You just customize the funnel and put their name on it, and boom. So that's the kind of thing you can do as well, is share some of the stuff that you create as like a value add and put that into their accounts. And then lastly, you have this white label aspect, which just means that when they log into their dashboard, your customers, they'll see your brand, assuming you set that all up, instead of GoHighLevel. So they may never even know that HighLevel exists as a business, and you're able to sort of provide that stuff for them. Okay, so the other thing here, which is at the very top of my list, and I didn't mention it yet, but that's super cool, is that you can actually have what's called a Lead Connect app, and it essentially is something that you or your customer can put on their phone, and then basically it allows whenever people in your pipeline, like say they write you an email or respond to your outreach or that kind of thing, it goes right into your phone app, right? And so if you've set up SMS texting, for example, and a phone number for this company, like your customers can actually communicate via this phone number right through this app. And so that's a really piece that I use actually quite a bit in my own business. So it's made it really nice. So you don't have to actually be logged into your marketing dashboard or that kind of thing. And it also means you don't have to use an email that you've maybe kind of set up just for personal stuff for your business. You can have something that's more for marketing and that kind of thing, and then keep that stuff all in that mobile app. And then what's nice is it's all recorded inside of that contacts information. So like you can go into the back dashboard, you can see, oh, for this contact, they received these 3 emails, they responded to this one, they've set up an appointment. You can even text them an invoice through this app. So it's super cool, all the different stuff you can do, and it's a great value at $297. So I mean, if you think about your cost is $297 a month, but you maybe, since you can build websites and deliver all of these same cool services to other businesses, you can charge whatever you're going to charge for those services. And so your cost is $297, but your first customer may be paying you $297. So it's one customer and it's already paying for itself. Okay, so that's the idea with the agency plan. All right, so let's go on to the next one here, which is Agency Pro. And this is the third plan. This is the one that I was talking about where you have to sign up with either the starter or the freelancer agency plan. And then once you're in the dashboard, you can go into the agency area and upgrade to this one. And why would you want to do that? Well, you've probably seen some people talking about owning your own software as a service or SaaS company as a great option for making money and having a business, right? And so we talked about the agency plan last time. Well, you're essentially giving businesses this service and kind of setting those things up one by one for each of your customers. And what the Agency Pro plan allows you to do is basically become your own GoHighLevel. Okay, so the idea with this is you could register your own domain like My Suite App and go out and basically sell essentially the exact same thing as GoHighLevel under your own brand. Okay, and then what happens is you can offer these plans just like HighLevel do on their website. People sign up, and what they've done on the Agency Pro is made it so that when people sign up for those plans, like it automatically creates the sub account for them. Like it just asks for the information, it creates the sub account for them. So that piece is automated. You don't have to do that manually. They can just kind of do it from the registration page. Then another thing that's cool is, like I talked about in the past video, or in the past plan, was the idea that you could share funnels and automations and stuff like that. Well, with Agency Pro, you can actually set it up so that all of that stuff is just automatically baked in to whatever your customers buy, right? So from that perspective, what happens is, and so like what a lot of people do is they choose to create their own software as a service business for certain verticals. Like I've seen them for like the eyelash extensions vertical, like somebody actually sells into that space this white labeled and it's just for salons. Okay. And so they've built like some salon website templates in there, some automations that are already like set up with some pre-canned email text and stuff like that relating to getting your hair done or your eyelashes and stuff like that. So you can see these are things you can do with this Agency Pro plan, and it's all sort of automated. Now, another thing that you can do is it allows you to rebill people for their emails and texting services usage. So that basically doesn't have to be a big money maker or anything, but instead of you taking on those costs, it allows you to pass those to the customer, which is cool. And when I say up here on number one, unlimited SaaS, well, now imagine, like I just talked about that salon niche. Well, you could do that same niche and you can go on and create like 10 other niche specific agencies that sell HighLevel right into that niche, and it's like totally customized for those. So they don't limit how many times you can do that or how many verticals you could be in. And so that's one of the cool things that you can do. Another thing that is often overlooked, and at least I haven't seen it in other videos talking about these different plans, but you get the AI bots in the automations that are, they call them AI conversational bots, but essentially what these things do is like have a conversation through text or email with the people as your customers and stuff or prospects as they go through the automation. So one of my automations that I have set up sends out emails to businesses and just asking if they need a hand with anything. Well, if somebody replies yes on that, that triggers, like, so this bot, this automation, actually reads the email, and if it feels like it's positive intent, like somebody's responding and saying, oh yeah, I'm kind of interested in that, then that triggers a series of other automations where I basically try to book an appointment with those people. And I don't have to like do that personally. Like I don't have to do that physically, read the email and then respond. It just does it. So these things are really cool if you know how to use them. And if somebody responds, hey, I'm not interested, then it reads that and it puts them into a flow where it removes them from the automation and email so we don't bother them. This is really sophisticated stuff, and they don't play it up very much, but it's huge, especially if you've been paying attention to all the ChatGPT stuff and how AI is getting involved. Well, it's in here. It's baked into this Agency Pro plan, and it's cool. So that's what that looks like, and it's at $497 a month. So it's basically $200 upgrade from that Agency Pro plan that we looked at before. Okay, now there are some other potential costs, and this is another thing you need to be aware of, because like I mentioned in the Agency Pro, you're allowed to pass on email and phone costs and even mark them up a little bit so that you make a profit on those things. Well, GoHighLevel also charge you for the emails and phone numbers and SMS texts that you send. Okay, so it's not a lot. Like a single email is 0.00067 or something like that cents. So right now, when we look at my dashboard here in a minute, like I send out quite a few emails. That works out to be, I think you can send about 1,400 emails for $1 is what it works out to be. So I put on here from $0 to $50 a month, but you should expect that there are, or should know that there are some additional costs here. A phone number for your business or your numbers costs $1 a month or like $1.15 a month. So it's super reasonable. And then that enables you to send SMS text messages, which are also a fraction of a penny to send. But you should know this stuff, because if you're like outside of the US and you start using the SMS texting and you've got like a UK phone number that's sending to the US and stuff like that, there can be some charges there that start to add up and stuff like that. So keep in mind, you can pass those costs on to your customers, but you may have some costs to incur there too. So, all right, let's take a look inside of the dashboard. Sorry about that, my mouse actually died while I was on the screen here, but essentially you can see here like emails I'm getting charged. It just sort of pulls out $20 at a time, or when it gets down to 10, it just refills it. But you can see the emails that get billed and that kind of thing. Now let's go back here and we'll go to the SaaS configurator. Now this is the place where you can configure the plans that you're going to offer as your software as a service, okay? And it goes through, like you can actually edit these things, you can figure out how many credits you're going to give people as a bonus for signing up and stuff like that. You can totally customize these prices. The recommended plans are there, but you can, with any of these, you can just kind of drag around and build your own plans. So that's pretty much what HighLevel costs look like. I think that's everything. And you're looking at probably, if you go with the Agency Pro, you should probably budget $550 to $600 a month just to be safe in terms of being able to cover not only the $497 a month agency plan, but also the additional costs for emails and stuff like that, especially if you're doing like cold outreach or you have a big email list and that kind of thing. So that's everything. I think the starter plan is a great place to check out if you're not doing the agency stuff. If you are doing the agency stuff, well, why not check out the Agency Pro and become your own software as a service provider, not just another agency doing websites and email marketing and stuff. So something to think about. I've got a link below, and it takes you to sign up for a 14-day free trial of HighLevel. And if you're interested, check it out. If you liked this and it helped you out, please give a thumbs up, and I appreciate your taking the time. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you want, and we'll see you in the next video.